Their second most time leading in a loss under Steve Kerr. Here's Kerr after the game.
I was really pleased with the way we played. They got a talented team, and to me it felt like we deserved to win tonight. We took care of the ball. We kept them off the foul line. We showed poise when they made their runs. So this one hurts. This was a clean game that we played. Our guys brought spirit, effort, energy. So I like this version of our team. This is the team I expect going forward, but no question that this hurts.
The Warriors have now blown 2 of their 4 largest leads in the last decade under Steve Kerr in the last week after blowing a 22-point lead Saturday against the Clippers and losing a 24-point lead in Tuesday's in-season tournament game against the Kings. We welcome in our Hall of Famer, of course, Marc J. Spears. Marc, what's been the biggest issue for the Dubs this season?
Offense. If the Warriors were an old Motown group, they'd be called Stephen Curry and the Miracles right now. Stephen Curry is averaging dang near 30 points a game, right? But who else is coming with him? Right. Last season, the Warriors had 3 players that averaged over 20. Clay, Steph, Jordan Poole. Remember Jordan Poole? Even Wiggins averaged 17. Now, Steph is the only player on the team averaging over 16. Clay's not even averaging 17. Poole's averaging, Wiggins is averaging 12. Look, the divorce was needed with Jordan Poole, but the Warriors never replaced his scoring. They miss his scoring sorely. Maybe they need to go to Moses Moody, giving him a chance. He's looked great lately. Wiggins was starting to come around, and then he got his finger stuck in a door and messed up his hand. But it's just been Clay's up and down, too much inconsistent scoring, too much on Stephen Curry. It's time for Dunleavy to either do something or hope that, these miracles do happen with Steph, because right now offensively, it's too much to put on number 30.
Yeah, Mark, and I think in addition to that, there's also some mental and cultural hurdles that the Warriors want to try to get over. I think right now they have to fight to not normalize this stretch. They've got to fight for defining the identity that they want to have this season. They don't want to internalize being a team that gives up big leads. They don't want to internalize being a team that can't defend without fouling, that makes untimely mistakes and errors. The big key coming into this season, in all of my conversations with the Warriors players and staff, they wanted to be a team that was not dysfunctional, and they started that way. 6-2 to start the season, and then they spiraled into absurdity. It started with chokehold, suspensions, and then untimely injuries. Then you've got Wiggins putting his hand in a car door. It's just absurd the way this all piled up for them, and you've got to fight against that. They don't want to be a team that is dysfunctional out here. And then another thing, the pressure we see in Klay Thompson having to answer questions about who he is as his former self, and in general, the entire Warriors team. They don't want to be haunted by past success. You've got to free yourself of that. You don't want to be held hostage by it and allow it to put weight and shoulders on you. So I think this is a critical moment for the Warriors to fight for who they want to be.
And yet, I was at that game on Saturday, and you see a team that just they just blew 2 20-point leads. 24 points against the Kings, 22 points against the Clippers. And they were happy. They were like, I thought I was going to walk into that locker room and it was going to be quiet and nobody's going to eat the post-game food. Right. And it was like Steve Kerr had a smile on his face. His mom was there. Everybody was a good. Draymond grabbed the mic and was having a long talk in front of the media, because I think they've seen some things the last couple of games that are encouraging. And it's strange, okay? But Dario Saric might be starting. Yeah. Right? Dario Saric is out there as a spacer, and it looks different when he's out there. That means Kevon Looney goes to the bench, but it's a different kind of lineup there. Moses Moody, as Mark mentioned, has been playing absolutely great. I mean, Steve Kerr said he's one of the most professional players I've ever been around. Draymond Green said he's earned every minute. So I think they see the makings of what that identity and culture that you're talking about is. It's just not translating to wins yet. But when you see it and you feel it, and Draymond Green is really good at articulating this. When I watch the Warriors, and I've seen them for years, right? You cover them day in and day out. When you watch them, when do they look like the Warriors? When they're moving the ball, when they're not dribbling, pace and space. When they're going, Draymond grabs the defensive rebound, gets out in space. He's doing that. And I asked him about it the other day, and he said, yeah, that's on me. I missed 9 games, and I'm the one that gives us that pace. Yeah. So the other guys who are learning to play like us, They haven't seen that because I haven't been there.
Well, when Warriors teams are championship caliber or have won championships, their offense was high flying, but they were also very good defensively.
Thinking the same thing.
Also, it's hard to compare it to the past Warriors, right? Because high flying, balls moving, shots going up. Sometimes they turn it over and make mistakes, but they could make up for it. They don't have the same margin of error. In fact, one thing that's really important in this early segment of the season so far, availability matters for the Warriors. So injuries piling up, suspensions, players being missing. They don't have the margin for that. Everyone who is good and that they count on needs to be there. And even then, it's not the same.
Yeah, sometimes when teams are confident after things go left, I'm a little like, I'm a little weary. Like, is this misguided confidence?
This is a team that's won 4 titles.
Exactly.
Right,
so they're laying the foundation for that confidence to kind of get them where they need to go. So we'll see if the Warriors can put the pieces together and kind of turn this season around. As for the Heat, how does Jimmy Butler feel about his team?
We stand right where we don't want to be, which is very mediocre. Not good, not bad, not great, not any of those things. Just mediocre. When you talk about our offense, it's been mediocre. You talk about our defense, it's been mediocre. So that's the word that I would use.
Clearly, Jimmy Butler thinks there's room for improvement. Through 20 games, Miami is 11-9. That's 2 games better than they were a year ago at this time. So if last year taught us anything, you can't judge the Heat solely on the regular season record. So, Mark, is this Heat team better than last year's finals team?
No.
Straight like that.
No. Look, there's no Gabe Vincent. Was he replaced? No Matt Strus. Was he replaced? I guess maybe with Jaquez, solid rookie. You also don't have Udonis Haslem on their bench anymore, patrolling, pushing guys up, helping get the best out of them. They didn't get Lillard. They didn't get Holiday. And in their pursuit of Lillard, they also didn't get Kelly Oubre, who I heard was set to go there. And before he got in an accident, he was averaging 16 points a game. So, no, I think this is a Heat team that, you know, they need to do something.
I mean, they won 9 of 10, and now they've lost 4 or 5. Yeah. So you're up, and then you're down, and Jimmy's feeling down right now. But it's because they're not playing defense. They've given up 126 points a game during this 5-game stretch. That's not going to win you very many games.
Yeah, no.
You know who I have enjoyed watching, though? It's Bam. You know, every time I speak with Eric Spoelstra, he says Bam Adebayo, he improves every season. So it's on brand for him to be playing at this level. Over the course of his career with the Heat, he's been asked to be leaned on more and more offensively, and he's been able to add to his toolkit. This is somebody who this season is averaging a career high in field goal attempts and points per game, so he's absolutely stepping up. But don't forget, this is also the guy on defense. I watched him against the Bucks, up against Damian Lillard. He literally is staying in front of Dame, keeping him, locking him up, and then rotates over to defend Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think in the same possession. And I'm looking at 2 of the greats positionally, and Bam is right there with them defensively. So this guy has such motor on both ends. It's nuts.
Yeah, motor and versatility, which we love to see.
Needs help.
What happened, Mark?
I just said that duo still needs help. They need more help.
Yeah, Mark, you've been on fire today.
Yeah. No, Mark has been straight to it all day. We have yes.
Oh my gosh.
Are you done?
Like
Are you done?
Adjustment right there.
That's my Darvin invitation. That's my Darvin invitation.
Tell him Saginaw said so.
Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA,